Hi, thank you for joining me for the Gemini Tarotscope for September. Gemini, this is your September Tarotscope, and it starts off with the Lovers. So at some point in the month, or at the very beginning of the month, you are going to have a big boost in your relationship, or you're going to meet someone and begin a relationship. The Lovers card really just means that you're going to be in simpatico with somebody on a very intimate level. You're going to feel cooperation and union and even love, but deep friendship and deep respect for one another. So that's a nice way to start out the month for you. The next card, though, is the Devil. So you do want to be asking yourself, is this person just shining me on? Are they just taking me down the rosy path? And ask yourself if there are red flags when it comes to this new, if it is a new person in your life, or even if it's an existing relationship. Is the person closest to me actually using me, taking advantage of me, abusing me in some way, maybe emotionally? The next card is the Hermit, so I think the answer is clear. You probably have determined, yes, this person really isn't acting out of my highest good, and they're really not acting with the best of intentions. So I want you to be very, very clear when you're if you are starting a new relationship, that this person, that you know who their friends are, that you've spoken to their friends. Are they really a good person? Although, I married a guy who was a complete narcissist, and all of his friends and my friends told me he was great and that he was perfect for me. So that isn't always the best criteria. I think you have to look down the road and see where you think the relationship might go, given the few things that you know about the person, before you get too tied down with them. And the Devil could also be referring to something that you're involved with. There could be a completely 180 degrees reading on this. Did I show you the Devil card? I think I did. But there could be a whole different reading on this, in that it could be that you are having problems with substance abuse of some kind, or just some kind of addiction, eating, gambling, talking on the phone, I don't know, just some kind of an addiction that you need to kick, and your partner actually may be helping you kick it. So it could work both ways. You just need to use your discernment, your judgment, and try to figure out what it is. And that's why you're going to use the Hermit mode in the month of September, in the beginning of the month especially, to figure out, can you trust this person, and what's going on with yourself. You may want to use the new and the full moons in September to really look at your own behaviors and see if you're really liking what you see. The second week of September, we have the Wheel of Fortune. So if you've been down, you'll go up. If you've been up, you'll probably go down. But it's variable. It doesn't mean, oh, your love life's going to go into the toilet just because you get the Wheel of Fortune and things have been going well. It means that the Wheel of Fortune, that in your favor or not in your favor, that's what the Wheel of Fortune is. So it's going up, it's going down, it's moving, things are moving. So if you say you have something karmically that really is due you, but you're not getting it, maybe from your partner, maybe from life in general, your job or whatever, when the Wheel of Fortune moves, all of a sudden you will get things in your favor. So it's not necessarily any kind of a comment on the relationship and all of this issues, but it could be. I'm not eliminating that possibility. And then we have the Nine of Wands. And the Nine of Wands is the card where you need to defend your territory. You need to defend what you are doing. Now, if you've been in a relationship with someone that people think is not so nice, you may be defending that someone. If you've been working at a job where everybody's saying, why do you still stay there? It's just so bad for you. And you're defending it. That's, that may be you. That may be what you really need to do right now. And then we have the Nine of Wands. Now the Nine of Wands in this deck is quite different than it is in the Rider-Waite deck. In this deck, it's saying that you're almost there. The job is almost done. In the booklet, it actually says the dirty water in the bucket confirms that you've been working hard. You've been cleaning up the mess or whatever. So this says hang in there and you'll get there. Don't give up. And this goes along with the Wheel of Fortune really well. If you've been struggling, trying to make something happen that just isn't happening, don't worry. You're almost within sight of the goal. So don't give up. We have a saying in the spiritual community, don't give up 5 minutes before the miracle. You got to have faith. You got to hang in there. And the Six of Pentacles is the card of generosity. And this is the card that usually has the nobleman handing out alms to the poor. So in this case, they're using Halloween as a metaphor to say, giving out treats to the children. That's the Six of Pentacles. So is there some situation where you really should be getting a treat and maybe you haven't gotten it before? The Wheel of Fortune says, you know what? You're going to get the treat too. The third week starts out with the Eight of Cups. Now, in this deck, it's showing that she's just drunk too much coffee. So this is saying that there is a situation where you have been trying your darndest to make it work, and it's just not working, and you need to walk away. Now, do I think it's the same thing that's being referred to by the Nine of Wands? No, I don't. I think these are two separate situations. So in this situation, it's more emotional. In this situation, it has more to do with you proving who you are to the world, you showing yourself to the world. But in the Eight of Cups, this is a situation that you're emotionally invested in, not necessarily even a relationship, but just something that you're really invested in emotionally. You really want it to happen, and you finally concluded it is not happening, so you're walking away. So that is quite a bit like the Rider-Waite deck. Then we have the Page of Pentacles, and the Page of Pentacles is always somebody who's bringing you news. So the little Page of Pentacles is also known in this deck as Mommy's Little Helper. This page is known to be fastidious, very careful, understands the value of money, understands the value of nice things, and will do everything that he can in order to earn more money so that he can buy nice things. So the Page of Pentacles coming up in your reading shows that you have somebody who can help you. You have someone who's very willing to step in and clean up the mess for you, but also with their hand out for a payment, and that they want the same things that you do. They think, and so they want to be your helper. The King of Wands is a guy who loves to let other people do the work. This guy has charisma galore. He's very inventive, and he gives you encouragement. So he is inspired creativity. He is absolutely full of great ideas. He has a magnetic personality. He inspires everyone around him, and he may be the person who is expecting too much from you because he is able to accomplish so much. So if this is the person that you're in a relationship with, if he is trying to help you, great. If he's not trying to help you, then he's probably judging you. So be aware that the King of Wands is going to be a fire sign, Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, and he may be somebody that's just expecting too much from you. Then we have the Hierophant. Now the Hierophant, it actually represents somebody who seems to have all the answers, somebody who is all-knowing and all-wise. And when you go to this person for advice, you may not like what you hear, because they are working from on high. They're not working from practical reality in everyday today life. So be careful when you're asking for questions from the Hierophant, but know that the Hierophant is there to give you some advice. And the Hierophant is showing up right next to the Eight of Cups, and on the other side of this Eight of Cups where you're giving up on something is the Wheel of Fortune. So things are going to change anyway. So if you want to talk to the Hierophant, that may give you some ideas. You don't have to take the Hierophant's advice, and chances are you're not going to want to. And then we have the Two of Swords. So the Two of Swords, of course, talks about choices. And with the Two of Swords, you very often find that you are the person breaking the stalemate. In this deck, it talks more about stalemates between other people rather than the decision being made by you. So, and the Housewives deck uses some real-life situations to illustrate why this is different than the Rider-Waite Two of Swords. If everybody wants the white meat, but you have no one who wants the dark meat, there's not going to be enough white meat. So it's good that there are people who like the dark meat. So you have to acknowledge that other people's choices and other people's opinions and desires are a good thing because they highlight or leave alone choices that we may prefer. The next card is the Knight of Cups. That's what he looks like. Looks like a very young man pouring champagne. So the Knight of Cups is a charmer, and so this is who's coming out in the end result. So if the person that you are involved with is not this, then chances are that this relationship is ending and you're going to go into another relationship. So the Knight of Cups is a charmer. It's a water sign, so Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio. It's somebody who's very sensitive, and they do have moods. Most water sign and fire sign actually do have their moodiness. So when he's on top of the world, the whole world is on top of the world. When he's not on top of the world, when he's feeling a little down, he's drowning his sorrows. Not that he has a drinking problem or anything. It's just that he's going to be a person who's going to react emotionally to every situation in his life. So this is what you're coming for. And Gemini, since you like change so much, this Knight of Cups might be a perfect match for you because it is somebody who has a lot of moods. So it'll seem like he has a lot of different little personalities. So that might be very, very appealing to you. And the oracle card that I pulled for you is Discernment from the Queen of the Moon Oracle. It says it's a waxing gibbous moon, and this is, I love this picture. It is so weird. That is the picture. And let's read all about it. I'm just going to read from the guidebook. Discernment. Now this is what we were talking about in the very beginning of the month. Take care in your choices now. Look carefully and judge wisely. There may have been something difficult to see. Oh, can you hear that? There's thunder going on here. There may have been something difficult to see, something that has been obscured, but now it has been revealed to you. Examine it closely. And then it has a little phrase for you. I take my time to be accurate and precise in my discernment. When you get some years on you, hopefully the time you spend moving and choosing upon this earth brings you some kind of wisdom. Some of that wisdom will be bred of hindsight and perspective. All of us, if we are engaged in life, make good decisions and poor ones. Sometimes we make spectacularly bad ones. All of us get hurt, hurt others, learn, forget, fall over again, get up, but hopefully we grow, we change. We are able to spot where our sore points are and fix them if we choose. We are able to take a good long look at what is painfully recurring in our lives and deal with it. Yes, baby, deal. The secret here is discernment, real discernment, really making it a priority to take time to ensure acuteness of judgment, really looking at the fine print before you buy. Instead of taking things on face value or rushing into surface judgments, take your sweet time to form friendships and business relationships. Put your energy output into perspective, looking at evidence instead of only just believing. Feel and act when you are being trodden upon or having your boundaries overstepped and when something doesn't feel quite kosher. Ask clarifying questions and really listen to the answers offered, then act on the reality. That is growth. That is real pattern busting. That is the gathering of wisdom. Note, waxing gibbous moon. This is the first of the waxing gibbous moons. The overall themes of this part of the moon cycle are action and will. And the companion stone or metal is yellow jasper, which is a beautiful, beautiful yellow stone. Okay, so that is the oracle card. That is your reading, Gemini, for the month of September. Thank you so much for watching these videos. I love, love, love having you here. And thank you for liking, sharing, and subscribing. I will still be reading tarot cards at the Ren Fair from August 27th through October 9th. And if you don't know what that is, the New York Renaissance Fair is one of the largest Renaissance fairs in the country. It runs for 7 weeks every year, usually close to the fall. And this year I have my own booth, which they have allowed me to name for my business, the Cool Crone, which is really, really cool. If you want more information about the fair, go to my website, thecoolcrone.com, and you'll get a pop-up that talks all about the fair. In addition, I'm doing 2 fairs on October 15th and 16th where you can actually make appointments ahead of time and come and see me for a reading. At the Ren Fair, I can't make appointments ahead of time. It just wouldn't work. Also on my website, you can look at all my services, see my price list, and book a reading for any time, a full-blown reading. Now, the readings at the fairs are short, and so they cost less. The readings that are full price are much longer and in-depth. So I hope you enjoy my website. I've been working on it. It's a work in progress. It'll get there, but it gives you all the bells and whistles that you really need. So with that, I'll say, Gemini, have a wonderful month of September. I really enjoy doing these videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.